and in situ, and I'm not going to go deeply into it. There's a bit of on-farm conservation that we need to appreciate, but the whole spirit about conservation is saying, from time immemorial, our forefathers have been breeders. Now, and the belief now is that because they've been breeders, when we get the material, when we do our own so-called conventional breeding or modern breeding, so to speak, we appear like we are not recognizing the effort that was done. Let's leave it there. I will speak more about it. Now, 5 minutes. No, that's good. We saw this. I just wanted to show us the international gene banks. And the spirit of showing you this is to say most of the genetic resources are in the South. This is what is important in the developing countries. And this is why we do a lot of negotiations with the North, because they also believe that we are the custodians of genetic resources. These are the benefits. I will skip them. And these are the key challenges. I think we've been speaking to them. But what I wanted to say is the last one, that there is limited private sector participation when it comes to these issues. It's more like public sector and civil society, but we are seeing less of private sector. So I think it's important to think about that as we talk about these things, we are together. Then I will quickly move that the whole issue of CBD was introduced to us by our FAO colleague, and it's about conservation, sustainable use, and sharing the benefits arising from that utilization. And because the CBD was not enough and was not really speaking to plant genetic resources for food and agriculture per se, that's the reason why we then went to the issue of the International Treaty on Plant Genetic Resources for Food and Agriculture through the roadmap of Global Plan of Action for Conservation. The treaty, as it were, it is the one now that is the mainstay of what we are doing, colleagues, and we need to get into it serious. If there was a way, I was going to request some of you to go with us to Rome as we negotiate, because this is where you guys must really take cognizance of as breeders. Now, the major issue in the discussions is normally farmers' rights, and it's their right to conservation and development, protection of their traditional knowledge, right to participate in decision-making, and then in access and benefit sharing, right to save, exchange, multiply, and sell seed. And you know what happens from the informal? That when we patent or when we give IPR for some of our varieties, but when they get to the farmers now, the farmers will be saying to you, it's our right now to exchange that very protected variety. And that is normally where we fight. Now, the PGR issues, that is just a definition. I will not stand there. But I want us to know that there's also Global Crop Diversity Trust that is stationed as an independent organization under FAO, and this is basically there to assist us to fund some of the plant genetic resources conservation efforts. And in all this, FAO is very central, because we all, right now as I speak to you, I obviously respected this august house, that's why I'm here. But I was supposed to be in Nairobi, where we are preparing for negotiations within the International Treaty on Plant Genetic Resources between the North and the South. And that's where the negotiators of Africa are right now. And within there, I assist to coordinate the African continent in terms of us having a one voice. So the issue of multilateral system when it comes to access and benefit sharing is another major component that is discussed. The multilateral system is what we call Annex 1 crops, which are about 64 or so main crops. And the developing world is saying, the developed world is actually saying that those crops are few. They want them added. And most of those crops are the ones that are contained in the international gene banks. And we as Africans, we are saying, we can't add crops because we are not also getting anything from it. Those are the dynamics of negotiations. So I wanted us to appreciate that this is where the gene banks are, this is where we are enjoying at the moment, but as we try to get to the orphan crops, most of the orphan crops are not in the multilateral system. They are not in the international gene banks. And they are specific to a country. And so this is where we talk about access and benefit sharing using the Nagoya Protocol. And that is not easy because then you have to follow mutual agreed terms as you see there, prior informed consent. And as breeders, they then look like barriers to your effort as you wanted to speed the breeding. So I thought you would just get a few of these terms. Then we also need to sit together with you guys to craft options for benefit sharing. I know it's not easy because you've always been getting royalties, but part of your royalties, some people think that it must also go down to some of these communities. Then the major contentious issue is this one. I know we're talking about a lot of things here when it comes to this, but this is contentious because from the African continent, I want you to know that the feeling is that you are dematerializing our genetic resources. Yes, you do all this, you do the genome sequencing, everything, you get the information, you know that this is this drought-tolerant gene and so on. But the spirit is, now if you have all that information and the sequence and everything, you can as well throw away our germplasm and still use your information to reconstruct new other things. So that is the feeling. So when there are negotiations with the North now, we are saying digital sequence information and our genetic resources are one. Just for you to know. This is where we argue. To say we must find a way of accessing benefits out of it. Because you can easily do away with that. So, quick. What is those things that I regard as takeaway? I'm saying be part of the seed system, be involved in germplasm conservation, discourse. It's important. Capacity building, information, community, we need also to be engaged with all those. Farmers considered to be involved in breeding from time immemorial, so we need to work with them. You need also to think whether you are farmer-centric or business-centric, so we must seek to balance the two. What is your desire? Is your treasure cash or financial capital, or is the genetic wealth that you have as a natural capital? It's our choice. Guys, I'm there. I must thank those who made me here. CIMIT and all colleagues who facilitated. Otherwise, I thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I think, yes, I think we will have 2 questions, no more than that. I think, yes, Zodi. Can someone, why don't you? Zodi, oh, don't you come here, Zodi?
Yeah, thank you for the nice talk. I'm not talking about the genetic resource, but my concern is much on the seed system. And you have said clearly there is no one system fits all, but at the end, the choice is, to make available a choice of varieties, a choice of seed sources, as far as we are concerned. And because we have the formal sector organized and, regulated in one way, we are trying also to bring that into the informal system in one way or another. Because this is what farmers have been doing. They are free to do what they want to do. Do we really need to go and control part of the informal sector? Because I know there are, varieties of things there. Are we not mixing, in one way or another? Thank you.
Another question? Yes, please.
Thank you very much for the very enlightening presentation. I'd like to ask, because from what you said, we are really endowed here at the Global South. I'd like to ask how you're working with the African Union to harmonize all these various positions when we come to the negotiation table. Thank you very much.
You have the floor now for these two.
Okay.
Yeah. You want to choose this one? Okay. Please go ahead.
Thank you, colleagues. I agree with you, certainly. And you know me, I'm the converted, but here I try to speak, provide balance for both sides. But otherwise, personally, obviously, the formal seed system provides is a straight jacket, if you ask me. But what I feel is that, because like I said, I'm part of the civil society, whatever, network. In there, we try to discuss these issues too. And I've asked them the same question to say, do you want to formalize the informal? Because by nature, the informal must remain informal. And their take is that they feel that there are some, let me give you an example. If you have got ecoregions or within your country that are similar, they feel that there are some people in another region that might require seed, to go to another region, something like that. So the point was, can't we do something to assist the quality? And this is where we said to them, there is no problem. Let's do research to see how we can do that. So as I speak to you right away, in Nairobi next month, there is a meeting of AU where we are looking at the modalities of doing research to look into that. What I said myself will not happen is a system where we let the NGO do research for us, because then we need to be sure and validate and make sure that everything is above reproach. So I agree with you. Maybe a colleague who asked about AU. Yes, AU is doing something. Like I said, there will be a meeting next month to look into this. And in terms of harmonization, there was a document that was already written that looks into harmonization, working with REX, and also some civil society are part of that. I'm not sure, but I'm sure some of you are part of biotechnology and seeds working group, where we are coming up with plans and priorities on how to tackle these issues. That is there. I can even communicate with you afterwards.
Okay, thank you very much. I think what I would like to say is that I would like to wish you good luck with all those challenges related to revising or the request from the international treaty, because all those are I think they have been there for a long, long time. I don't know if there will be any kind of solution in the near future. The other thing, I think you have highlighted the importance of also attaching an importance to on-farm conservation as well as to informal seed sector. So thank you much. Let's all thank him in the usual way. Thank you. I think just one announcement is that the organizers would like you to see also the booths that are organized. There are 3 booths: Market Intelligence, Hyphen, and Marcy. Please visit them when you have time. Thank you very much. I think now we have to proceed to the parallel sessions. Thank you.
Khalid.
Start immediately. The chair. I don't know where the program is. How do they use all this? How do they use all this?
That's only for the keynotes.
Oh, that's for keynote only.
Yeah.
Okay. The rest is here.
Yeah, that's
And where are the files?
the files are backstage.
Huh?
Backstage.
The presentations for here.
Je peux balancer le nom de la
We don't get them there? Is that the one? Is that the one? Is that the presentation? Where
Yeah,
the
we have the presentation.
Okay, all right. Because I will share the session
Yeah,
time.
we've got your name.
Okay. Yes. Yeah.
And then the topic of the presentation.
Okay. Yeah. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everybody. Let's take our seats. I think we will be starting a breakout session, and it will be chaired by me. My name is Richard Edema from Makerere University. This is going to be a short, very short session. We have 4 very, very interesting topics to discuss. And the speakers, Ayed from INRA, Tunisia, Adebekula from IITA, Emmanuel Amposa from Makerere, and Hafsa Kabaj Ikada, Morocco. I hope they are all here, just by raising hands. Yeah, thank you very much. So these presentations are short, about 20 minutes probably, or 15, and some time for questions for you. I'll be timing. Make sure you don't talk forever. So without wasting time, let me invite the first speaker, who is Ayad from INRA, Tunisia, on a very interesting topic on durum wheat breeding and variety adoption and its resilience and impact on small-scale holders. Welcome.
Touch microphones, please.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. Hello, everybody. I am Surur, the head of the national program of durum wheat in Tunisia. My talk today is about durum wheat breeding and variety adoption and its resilience to climate change impact in smaller holders. As you know that cereal is the staple food and major part of the diet in African country, especially for North country. It assures the food security. In Tunisia, cereal covered 1.5 million hectares, and the durum meat is the strategic crop in terms of acreage that occupied and in terms of production, which present 60%. But the production is characterized by a big variability. So we have a gap between production and demand, which has impact to import a big quantity of durum meat that exceed 50% of the demand. The main constraint of this culture, of the production of this culture, is that we have 20% of all farmers are smallholders with submit optimum crop management for soil and machine management, sowing date and machine, nitrogen fertilizer, weed control, disease survey, and only 13% of farmers used certified seeds. We have also the big problem of slow replacement of susceptible variety by the new released one. With weakness of development system and transfer of packages to farmers will low adoption of farmers of this variety and of this package. We have also the problem of biotic stress. So for Tunisia, we have the major problem is septoria. We have also rusts, yellow rust, leaf rust, and we have some what we have stem rust. But recently, we have the problem of 10 spot, which is dominate the septoria, and we don't have for this time a source of resistance for this disease. Other constraints for the production of the raw meat, we have also the drought. Is the same for all countries in Africa or on the world. And we have also salinity and high temperature, especially and mostly in the semi-arid area. Drought is the rainfall, the amount of rainfall, but especially the distribution of rainfall, which is not good for the cycle. And the terminal heat stress are major yield limited factors. These abiotic and biotic constraints were aggravated by the climate change because Tunisia is considered as a hotspot of this climate change. In this context, how is the contribution of the national program breeding for this situation and for the future of this crop? So we have the objective, and main objective for this program is to release or develop some varieties for develop variety with high yield potential, good adaptation and stability, tolerance to diseases, and to drought stress and high temperature with good use and quality. Our strategy wheat breeding program is based on to develop variety with large adaptation, which combine to diseases and drought, but with the impact of climate change, we changed in the last years the strategy, and in order to develop some varieties with specific adaptation for each zone, mainly for drought and heat stress. For this reason, we work generally in two contrasting environment. Objective one is to develop varieties in the abiotic stress in environment which we have drought, and for biotic stress for environment where we have diseases, especially in Kodia, because we use the platform, Septoria platform for selection for diseases. Generally, in this program, we use a conventional method, but recently we have used some new approaches and tools, molecular markers or pre-breeding, in order to release some varieties and inscription in official catalog. In the start, with this program, we have the problem of lodging, the use of some land races and with tal varieties with low yield. But with the introduction of semi-draft wheats, we have selected some, developed some varieties such as variety Kerim, Rasaq, Rabi' and Khiyar. But over the time, these varieties were susceptible to septoria and rust. So we focused on the assessment of our material in this program for septoria and then for rust tolerance. So we have two varieties that have a good tolerance for septoria and rust. We have the variety Nasr and variety Maali. We focused also on the assessment for fusarium tolerance, mainly for semi-arid area. And now the major problem is drought. So we try to explore genetic diversity and the use of land races in order to have some interesting gene to develop a good material for drought. With collaboration with between national program and ICARDA, ICARDA explored the genetic diversity with the use of wild relatives. Some material is tested in Tunisia with Dr. Filippo Bassi, and the results of this work is to determine some lines and that have specific adaptation for some environment in Tunisia, and some lines for large adaptation in the same environment. In the same collaboration, we have also more than 60% of crosses are done with ICARDA material. And we have, for this year, we have received the first stage ENT 24 trial, which contain 480 durum wheat lines, which will be tested this year in Tunisia for release some varieties for drought tolerance. So we will also use some tools for accelerate our program in collaboration with ICARDA. There are here some achievement of our program. We developed some varieties such as Selim, Inratson, and Dhahbi. These varieties are more tolerant to drought stress, and they have a good quality. The two last year we have submitted in the national program two variety of durum wheat, submitted in 2021, variety Aziz and variety Najm. These two lines are tolerant, more tolerant than the other varieties that are released from this program, variety Aziz and variety Najm. These varieties generally have progress in attainable yield compared to the others one. yield of Dhahabi and Indratson is the best yield compared to the other varieties that released from this program. We have also a progress in diseases tolerance, especially for septoria and leaf rust, for these two varieties, new varieties. We have also a progress in grain quality, especially for kernel, 1,000 kernel weight and yellow pigment. So these varieties have an impact mainly in the national production of durum wheat, such is here in this figure. All varieties are in multiplication company. All these varieties are also commercialized and are available for farmers. As breeder, when we have some varieties released, we try to throw a national and international project to transfer these variety to farmers and to increase the adoption of these variety. This transfer is through generally innovation platform that we implemented in some region of production of durum wheat. With this variety, generally, we adopt some package for each region in Tunisia because we can use only the variety. So we have for each variety a specific package for each region in the country. Here, for us, is important to, when we have variety, it's important to study the future of this variety in the context of climate change. We can use the prediction model such as crop system. This model can be used for to predict the behavior of variety with the scenario of climate change. Our challenge for durum wheat breeding program, especially, is the climate change and mainly the drought. So for the last year in Tunisia, we have a big problem of drought. Here in the photo one, the problem here is a semi-arid area. We don't have germination. The second one is in sub-humid humid region, but we here we have the problem of drought, and all farmers have the problem that they don't can harvest their fields. We have also as a challenge to develop varieties tolerant to rust disease, tolerant to, especially for also for 10 spot, with good quality for end use, the use of speed breeding in our program, the use of also new technology such as a precision tool for phenotyping, accelerate the transfer and the adoption of new variety, and the use of prediction model for future scenario for climate change. I thank all my team from ICARDA, from CIMIT, from INRAT, from platform of Septoria. And I thank Dr. Filippo for his support and for his invitation for this meeting. Thank you.
Okay, she has just barely 30 seconds. So if there's any very hot question, we'll just take one for her. Anybody? I know after lunch, it's not easy to keep awake. So, looks like there isn't. Let's clap. Oh, there is. Yeah, there. Yes, this one.
Thank you, Dr. Surur. Explain us about the drought situation in Tunisia in these years vis-à-vis the promotion of the newly released wheat varieties. How are we in Tunisia in promoting these newly released varieties?
This year,
The newly released varieties.
the approaches that
Promotion to the farmer. How it is going?
approaches that
Exactly. Yeah.
generally for breeder.
Yeah.
The approaches that we use is innovation platform. We have also through project we use the leader farmers and FFS field school.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. Excellent. Thank you.
We have the same thing with the project. Yeah.
Thank you. We move to cassava, Dr. Adebekola, on molecular characterization and fortification, fortified cassava, breeding materials. Welcome.
Yeah. Yes. Good afternoon, everyone, and I'm here to present some of the results of our research on the molecular characterization of biofortified cassava breeding materials at IIT Nigeria. Okay, cassava, as explained by Zuma this morning, is actually a very good source of carbohydrates for a large population of the sub-Saharan Africa. It's an important source of carbohydrates, and it's also good as animal feed and for industrial use. The white-fleshed cassava genotypes actually lacks the beta-carotene content, and as a result, it causes some malnutrition problem in children, pregnant women, and at times leads to child mortality. But the deployment and development of pro-vitamin A cassava would actually provide some solution to this problem, but then developing pro-vitamin A cassava takes a lot of time, takes a lot of effort using the normal phenotypic-based selection. So the characterization of breeder germplasm is very essential to identify useful alleles for crop improvement. And also, like I said earlier on, the phenotypic-based selection associated with pro-vitamin A improvement is very slow, and as a result brings very low genetic gain. But with the use of markers, especially SNP markers, could increase selection efficiency and reduce utilization. So the study was designed to characterize selected breeding materials of the biofortification pipeline using 36 QC Cas markers and to assess the relationship between these genotypes, and also to validate the 10 markers associated with dry matter content and total carotenoid content, as well as resistance to cassava mosaic disease. In order to arrive at our program, we used 376 materials comprising ITA and SEAT germplasm. These materials were actually phenotyped for CMD resistance, dry matter, and total carotenoid contents. The materials were also genotyped and high quality, they were genotype filtered, and high quality SNPs were later on used for further genetic characterization. Further to the analysis, from the result of the analysis, we used 0.5% less than 0.5% to identify our duplicate samples, and some of these samples are seen in the heat map. Yeah, looking at the population structure, using LB method, we used gap statistics methods, we used the silhouette method. At k equals to 2, we discovered 2 groups, and the first group have 107 members. The second group has 238 members. The result of the principal component analysis showed 2 groups that has some shared alleles between the cluster 1 and the cluster 2. And also, using the origin, we noticed that the unique materials are actually associated with the 3 regions, which is SEAT, Y, and IITA. And looking at the picture there, you see that IITA and Y actually shared some genetic materials compared with IITA. The phenotypic trait correlation is showing a very strong positive and significant correlation between the 2 methods that were used in assessing total carotenoid content. However, with dry matter, CMD resistance, and then total carotenoid content, there was a negative correlation. The segregation of marker genotype for each phenotype actually showed that the markers were able to separate the homozygous trait condition from the heterozygous trait condition. And out of the 10 markers that were used, 7 of them were able to segregate the favorable allele with the minor allele. The haplotype segregation of markers linked to CMD resistance show that in these 3 markers that are linked to CMD resistance, you have the G allele. The presence of the T allele actually favored a reduction in the CMD severity. Likewise, for the second marker, you have the G allele, responsible for resistance to CMD severity, and the third marker showed the favorable allele here, responsible for reducing the CMD severity. For the dry matter trait-linked markers, we have 3 of them, and we could see that the C allele is actually responsible for a high dry matter content. We have 4 markers that were used for the experiments linked to total carotenoid content. In the first one, you have the A allele, giving us a high total carotene content. Likewise, for the second one, you have the G allele, responsible also for the high total carotene content. Likewise, we have for the third and the fourth trait marker, you have the T allele responsible for a high TC content. So at the end of the project, we identified 2 major groups found within the studied cassava population. Also, the principal components analysis revealed that the cluster groups were actually connected to the different breeding programs with moderate levels of germplasm exchange. And the strong co-segregation between the phenotype and some of the trait markers showed the effectiveness of some of these markers. For dry matter, we notice it is important to have the markers validated in other programs. And this is just to tell us that this is the first step in the biofortification pipeline to actually further validate trait markers. So this is the end of my presentation, and I'm glad you listened. Thank you.
so much. She's really right on time, but with question time still in there, at least 3 minutes. So if you have any questions for Dr. Adebekula, please let me know. You raise your hand so that I can see it from here. Yeah, at the back, right there. There's a mic. Anybody who can there be a mic taken over there? Loud enough? Or it's coming there? Give me this.
Thank you very much for your presentation. I would like to know if you see any correlation between disease resistant like cassava mosaic diseases and the biofortification you are looking at. Because as you know, cassava mosaic disease is very, very devastating. And it does not work very well if you have, a biofortified product that does not stand this disease, which is widespread in West Africa. Thank you.
Thank you very much for the question. But for resistance to cassava mosaic disease from our studies, there were no correlation between the CMD severity level and the total carotenoid content.
There's another one here.
Yeah, thank you very much for your presentation. In one of your statements, you said that cassava, one of the importances is for medical industrial production. And I have been, at least at one time, informed that cassava, more so the dry matter content which you presented, that is important in evaluating which varieties are important for use, more so as a carrier for medicine. When they are making tablets. So according to your study, which varieties that you have in Nigeria, maybe in IITA, that could be recommended for such uses? Thank you.
Majority of the biofortified materials in IITA are actually good to combat malnutrition in children and pregnant women. But particularly those of them that are mealy, that you could boil, you could eat them. Some, they might not be mealy, but you could convert them into other products that these malnourished children could consume. There are different products that are derived from cassava. It could be fufu, it could be gari, it could be tapioca. So most of them could be used. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much for your presentation. Thinking about the characterization, I was wondering about why didn't you present the characterization based on PPD evaluations, specifically in this yellow cassava?
Okay, PPD. That's
post-harvest
deterioration.
Yep.
Because the project is focusing mainly on 3 traits. So that was why we didn't go into PPD.
Ah, okay.
Okay, I think we'll stop this here. And thank you very much. I think we give a round of applause for a good presentation. So second last presentation for today is again on another root crop, and this time it's yams. Manuel Amposa from Makerere University.
Okay, thank you very much, Doctor, for the introduction. I'm Emmanuel Amponseje from Makerere University, and I'm presenting on genome-wide mapping that uncovers significant association for qualitative traits, nucleotides, with disease, yield, and quality-related traits in yams. This is a joint work with the various authors stated below. The presentation will follow the following, and I'll guide you through it. And at the end, we'll get to know some of the take-home that we are going to get from this study. In the quest of Africa in solving climate change, one of the crops that stands out in terms of climate resiliency is yam. And one of the beauty about it is that it is climate resilient, not only for consumption, but also for food. In addition, it is very nutritious and also drought tolerant. Despite all these significant contribution of this crop, East Africa, which form part of Africa, are not able to benefit from these because this crop did not feature in the various crops that they consume. So in this study, we decided to take it to Uganda and find out if some of the yams that are cultivated in Uganda will exhibit these characteristics. And also, are there some QTLs that can be identified to improve the yams that are in Uganda? So the first aspect of it is that we looked out for some of the improvement that can be done in terms of genomics and trait preferences. And we looked at the effectiveness of promoting the crop in Uganda by first and foremost knowing and acknowledging the diversity that exists within the country. And also went forward to know some of the traits that farmers prefer. As I indicated earlier, this crop doesn't feature mostly in the country. So we wanted to know what are some of the traits. And also, due to the significant contribution of the CG centers in helping to sequence the yam genome, we wanted to know how these varieties in Uganda can be featured. So therefore, it was significant and prudent to mine favorable SNPs or QT alleles that are necessary for improving for speed breeding in the country. So this study sought to identify these genomic regions that are associated to these key traits and also help to improve the key traits of yam that remains significant in Uganda. And it's also a critical part to help in the development of the crop. A total of 207 yam genotypes were gathered, which majority of them were from West Africa, and we also got about 888 varieties from Uganda that was gathered to use for this study, and it was studied over 2 seasons, and the traits as indicated, yam mosaic virus, we looked at the tuber yield, and also the dry matter content. And genotyping and quality assessments was done using the DATSIC platform. In terms of analysis, we deployed several tools to help us achieve the goal of this study. And we use the Diplo package in R and also 4 different gene action models that were used to identify these QTLs that will be significant for the improvement of the crop in Uganda. In terms of genetic variability, we observed that the crop performed well in the country. Although it is not totally cultivated, we realized that the dry matter content in the various seasons was appreciable good with a minimum of 15 to 45. And also the yield, which was significantly between 6.2 kilogram per hectare to 19 for the second season that was studied. And it also exhibited variability in terms of the seasons that the work was undertaken. In terms of marker coverage, we were able to identify 4 main groups in the genotypes that were studied. And with the use of filter SNP of about 4,957, we identified polymorphic information content of about 0.25, which gave an appreciable coverage of the genome that we were used for the study. Based on the genome-wide scan of the traits that were used, we observed a total of 21 significant SNPs, of which most of them were linked to the tuber yield. Some of the significant SNPs that were identified were observed to be repeated in the second year that we did the study. And as you can see from the chart, most of the significant SNP that were observed was seen in chromosome 18. And it gave us information and indication that these SNPs, if further studied for its stability, can also be developed into CAPS markers that will be used to validate for further studies of the crop in the country. In terms of gene annotation, we realized that most of the significant SNPs that were identified played a significant role in the improvement of the crops, such that some of the genes that were observed took significant role in the defense of the crop. And also, we observed some of the functions which included some of the themes, which included growth regulatory factors that was observed in dry matter content, and also some of them which constituted the G-type lactate receptor that was also observed for yam mosaic virus. The take-home for this study shows that the 21 SNP markers identified as putative markers, they played a key role in these 3 traits that were studied. And most of them that were identified were observed to play a very significant role in the plant defense pathway and also oxidative degradation of the crop in terms of quality traits. It is also recommended that these markers need to be developed into CAPS markers assays for validation and also use in marker-assisted breeding of the crop in the country. I would like to acknowledge these institutions for the maximum efforts they put in place to make yam relevant in the country. And I want to say thank you all for listening. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I have some minutes for questions to Dr. Amposa on yams. Any? Yeah, up there. Are you okay? Yes, fine.
Thank you, Dr. Amposa. I'm Sebulme Samuel from Uganda, Makerere University. You said that you did a survey around Uganda to see actually the germplasm that existed within Uganda. I'd like to incite us, where actually did you see that we have the largest germplasm in terms of regions in Uganda? At least I would like to know because I don't know. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Yes, a study was conducted, which is a separate work that has been done, and we observed that most of the yams are within the central, that is Masaka. I know most of the people may not know, but Masaka, And also, when you move towards the north, the West Nile, and also you move towards Adjumani. As a matter of fact, Adjumani is a place where they cultivate most of it, they utilize it, and it is part of their meal. So these are some of the areas that we captured that produces a lot of this crop, and also it's part of their cultivation. That is what was observed from that study. Thank you. Any other?
I guess that's it. Yes, please. Okay, a round of applause to him as he goes to. And now for our final presentation. It is from home here. Ikada, and the presentation will come up. And Hafsa from Ikada, Morocco. You're most welcome.
Good afternoon, everyone. Hold on, this is the last presentation. Just more 15 minutes maximum. I will try to be fast and focused. So today, I'm gonna share with you our experiments with the implementation of an accelerated genomic selection scheme for the Duro Meat program at ICARDA. I need the pointer. I can't see it.
Everything is here.
Okay, thank you. Well, maybe you have heard a lot about the Duro Meat in the past few days, but just let me highlight it again that this crop is gaining, its consumption is gaining popularity because of its importance in human diet, and to ensure that its production maintain the pace with the increase in demand, we need to increase the productivity by almost 1.5% per year. So it has been discussed a lot that introducing molecular strategies to breeding programs can make the difference in genetic gains. And if we look at the breeder's equation, we believe that if we combine genomic selection with the spread breeding, we're gonna increase the accuracy and reduce this recycling time, and thereby enhance the genetic gain. So our first experience with the genomic selection was due to a joint project that was funded by SLU, a university in Sweden, between ICARDA, ISRA, Senegal, and CNARDA, Mauritania. And basically, the objective was to make the crosses and advance the progenies under speed breeding, then run the genomic selection, and the selected lines will be field tested in the heat-prone environment along the Senegal River, Fanay in Senegal and Kaidi in Mauritania. So while our plants are growing happy in their speed breeding, it's our time to do some modeling. So through the last, like 10 years maybe from now, since I started PhD, we have done a lot of modeling, but because of the limited time, I'm gonna just share with you some models that we believe they are really interesting. So the first one is the kinship. What does it mean? What if we apply kinship prior running the genomic predictions? Basically, this is when we take your population and you divide them based on genetic similarities, and you run the prediction accuracy, genomic prediction, within clusters of genetic similarity. So for that, we have used the GBLAB model in 50 random cross validation, and we compared the prediction accuracies for 10 sets of advanced material field tested in Fanay in Senegal and Marchouch in Morocco, and we compared the prediction accuracies from K1 to K4. The K1 means there is no clustering, and from K2 to K4 we have clusters of genetic similarities. And the results were really promising, and we see from this figure that for 70% of the tested lines, the prediction accuracy increased significantly when we move from the K1, either for K2, K3, or K4, depending on the tested set. So it can get up to 0.20 difference in accuracy. Okay, kinship is important. We will adopt it for our models. But what if we can improve further our prediction accuracies? What if we have interesting markers, let's say, for instance, for grain yield, and we want to fix them in a model? In this case, we compare two models for the same data sets, and we compare the prediction accuracies using first model has all the markers used as a random effect, and the second one we fixed the major marker for grain yield, and we used all the others as random. And we couldn't see any improvement of prediction accuracies except for one data set that was tested in Marshoush, Morocco. So this model specifically was dropped, for instance, at least for grain yield, until we prove that it is really worthwhile to go for. But there is another important element that we have studied earlier, and we have here the publication in Frontiers in Genetic. It's an open access if you are curious to know what we have done in this sense. So in this study, we have tested 4 populations that has half-seps relationships to each other, and we used them to predict each other. So if you look at the table on the right, the columns are the predictors, and the rows are the predicted populations. And if you look at the diagonal of the table, when the training set and the validation set were coming from the same populations, we really increased the prediction accuracy by almost double, like 0.4 difference. So it means that the full SIPS relativeness is the key to make your genomic selection pipeline successful. So with all this, lessons, we come up to build a recurrent genomic selection scheme by full SIPS mating. And if you remember the second slide, we used to work in a small growth chamber, and now we have better facilities at Icarda in Rabat, Morocco. And because of that, we extended the work from the Senegal River to 4 other product profiles. Now, in total, we have 5 product profiles that we are running for genomic selection. So basically, our scheme is started by a cycle 0, where we cross best lines from stage 1, depending on the product profiles, and then we use the speed breeding facilities for generation advancement. Then at the F4 generation, we apply genomic selection. So for that, we use the CASP markers, around 192 markers, and for this cycle, the training population will be the stage 1 of the previous year that was used to make the crosses. And then the lines will be field tested as a stage 0 and stage 1 the season after. And when we have selected the best lines at the F4 generation, we start the cycle 1 by making full SIPS mating within the same populations. And then the generation advancement will follow the same procedures as the cycle 1, and then the lines will be field tested as a stage 0 in Marshoush, our main station, and in the stage 1 on the NARS partners field. So here I just want to share with you the product profile that we are working for. So we have 5 product profiles, different targeted traits, and with and the traits has different weights depending on the need for each product profile. So basically, we calculate the GEBVs for all the traits, and we apply the selection index to make the selection. And then here I am sharing with you the TPEs, the targeted population environment for stage 1 testing on partners fields. Here I want to share some of the positive outcomes from running cycle 0 and cycle 1 for Senegal River project. So if you remember, I have said that for cycle 0, the predicted lines were having half-SIPS relationship to the the breeding set, and we have expected to have an accuracy of 0.15, while in reality, after field testing of the selected lines, the accuracy was very similar. However, if you look on the right side, for the cycle 1, when we used training sets and breeding sets from the same population, it means that they are having full SIBS relationship, the prediction accuracy was more than expected. It reached up to 0.39 if we compare it to cycle 1. So in reality, are we making any gain? If we come back again to the famous breeder equation, so we calculated the genetic gain for populations that have been tested in Senegal River in the two stations, Fana in Senegal and Mauritania, in Kaidi in Mauritania. And basically we have, this is on the left, the figure on the left, it's an example of one of the crosses that we have made, but the progenies were advanced using 3 different strategies. What we call the non-GS, it means normal breeding strategy, GS cycle 1, and then GS cycle 0, then cycle 1. And then we see that when we move to the cycle 1, the genetic gain is almost tripled. We move from 0.7 to 1.8%. So in conclusion, the use of full SIBS mating does improve the genetic gain, and we are very confident with the scheme that we are using, and hopefully the next coming data will prove again this. And to make this scheme also efficient, in every cycle and every year, we retrain the models, but also we revise the list of markers that we are using from CASP. And just I want to share with you some of the numbers from our genomic selection pipeline. So this year, in our main station, Marshoush, we will include around 1,200 lines coming from cycle 0 and almost 130 lines coming from cycle 1 as a stage 0. And at the moment of this event, we are already at the 2nd generation in the speed breeding for this year. And we have almost 5,000 lines from cycle 0 and cycle 1. And of course, we will start making new crosses this year for cycle 0 and cycle 1. This is all what I want to share with you today. I would like to thank all the collaborators that makes this work happen, and thank you for listening.
She kept her promise on time. Any quick questions to her? Yes.
Hello, I'm Wallace Cowling from University of Western Australia. I'm quite happy about full SIB matings, but that's okay in one cycle, but you can't keep doing that. So what's your intention in the future? How are you going to stop population inbreeding?
Can you please repeat the questions?
I'm all in favour of full SIB mating.
Yes.
I don't have a problem with that in one cycle. But what are you going to do in the next cycle? Because you can't continue to do that, or you'll get too much population inbreeding. So what are you going to do in crossing strategy in the next cycle?
Okay, so for the pilot study that I have highlighted in the beginning, we are also testing the cycle 2 of full SIBS mating, but at the moment we decided to only do cycle 0 and cycle 1. We will not do, but every year we start a new cycle 0, and then from that cycle 0 we will do the full SIBS mating. Did I answer your question? No.
Okay. Yeah, that discussion can continue. Over there.
It's not working.
Clearly?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, so my question to you is, you've done actually a very good study, similar to some of the studies I'm doing in other crops. I'm just only wondering why you use the the predictions that you are using, that you use the Jeep lab alone. Couldn't you be able to try other models and then compare which one would give you higher accuracy in the predictions? Because like if you are making your conclusion from only one model, weren't there other models that could be used? And what could be the real reason why you only zeroed on one? Thank you.
Okay. Actually, good question. In fact, I have said that we have tried several models, but because of the limited time, I cannot present everything. In fact, we have compared GBLAB and eGBLAB and many others, and we didn't find, like, you can see some improvement in the predictions, but they are not that much big. So why to go to complicated model if you can do the work with the very linear and simple model? Yeah. But of course, as I said, this is a continuous improvement of predictions. Maybe tomorrow we'll switch for another model if we prove that is better than GBLAB, of course.
Okay, I think we need to bring this to an end, and once more, let's...
Thank you.
Not long ago, I was up in Rabat, ICADA headquarters. Enjoyed the hospitality there immensely. Dr. Tadesse, I recognize some faces there. And thank you. So I think it is time for tea break, unless there is any announcement from one of the organizers. So if there isn't, let us have tea break, and then I think after that there will be the APBA business meeting that will continue. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I think we are beginning. Hello. Hi. Right. Good evening, colleagues, friends, members of the African Plant Breeders Association. A very good evening to everyone. I'm happy that almost everyone is here. In fact, we have quite a number of members in the hall. I believe a few are coming in. We said we would begin the business and closing ceremony at 4:40 because the program was delayed for 1 hour. We are 11 minutes behind schedule, and so I would suggest that we go straight into business. Colleagues and friends, on Monday when I opened this important conference, I did say that the APBA has come to live. And I believe you can all see that this has been a great conference. Should we just pause for a round of applause? I say it's been a great conference because if you worked with us in the preparations towards the conference, you would understand what I'm saying. I don't want to remind us of pain, but when the earthquake came, there were several emails to my inbox, to MOES, and we had to fight the challenges which were coming up. Some people said they wouldn't travel, and I said, well, Morocco has had it, it's gone. Maybe the next one will be where you are if you don't come here. And some of them listened and came. Then the Gaza problem came up. Some said, well, there will be chaos in Morocco, they won't come, and I say, you are joking. We are going to have this conference, it's going to be successful. And like I've been a prophet, this has been one of the most successful meetings I have participated in. It's going to, and I'm not saying this, when I walked Giles to his bus to the airport, he said, look, he was so excited that he came, and this is going to become perhaps one of the favorite places to come to if you want African partners to work with. APPA is going to move to the next level. I would like to begin the business meeting by inviting our solid General Secretary in the person of Professor Enoch Achigandako, to present the business report, and after him, Dr. Beatrice Ifie, the treasurer of the APBA, will also present a short report. Together, they will be speaking for 15 minutes only, and I'm the timekeeper. So welcome, Prof. Enoch Achigandako, General Secretary of the APBA. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Eric. Good afternoon, everyone. Afternoon, everyone. This will be my last report as the General Secretary of APBA, and I thank you very much, Eric, for giving me this opportunity. The report will be organized around 6 major items. First of all, it's important to remind us what APBA is. And then after that, I'll give a summary of our achievements to date. I'll talk about the highlights of APBA 2018 2023, this one, and the outcomes. And then there were challenges that we'll briefly brush, not going deep into them, and the lessons that we have learned along the way. So those items will be the elements of the presentation of these reports. So starting with what APBA is, who we are, it's important to remind us that we are a group of, let's say, collective people from the higher education institutions, from the research organizations, from private companies, from the CG centers, and we want to change the narrative of crop improvement and seeds sector in Africa. So we are aligned around a big mission and also vision. Our mission is to be an advocate, recognized and valued for plant breeding research and education in Africa. We want to guide and implement a cohesive plan for plant breeding in Africa. So as long as we can strengthen the plant breeding sector in Africa through advocacy for investments in human capacity building and also establishment of good governance and institutions around the plant breeding sector and seed sector in Africa, that will contribute to the food sovereignty of the continent and sustain the future of our people in Africa. So basically, that's what APBA is. And we started in 2019, and you have seen that today APBA is a prestigious organization. And I would like you to clap for yourself. We were able to establish a secretariat. I would say a secretariat with part-time staff with the assistance of the Michigan State University through USAID. But I will say that our staff, part-time though, have been working like full-time staff. And I want you guys to congratulate Lucia, if she is there. I want to see her. Lucia, if she is there. You have seen her going up and down around every corner. Yes, please come. Yes, that's the lady. We also have a person who has been inviting you to contribute or to pay your dues or to get registered. We have Belinda Kublenu. She's certainly outside somewhere, but please clap for her. She's a very strong, yeah. And also Francis Mason. All of them have been working as part-time staff, but it's like they were full-time staff. Oh, sorry. Then, since our establishment, we were able to contribute to the establishment of a vibrant graduate student wing. And they were able to organize regularly the election, and they contributed into the poster selection in 2021 in Kigali. And this year again in Morocco, they are present, they participated. I've seen them working hard. Please clap for yourself if you are in the room. We were able to have been nominated by the African Union Commission to lead the working group on plant genetic resources management. And throughout the 2 years from Kigali to now, we organized more than 33 instructive executive committee meetings. That was huge. And a lot of, I would say, Enrique is a very strong president. He will call you and say, this is time for the meeting. Where are you? Ajima, are you on board? Richard, where are you? Enoch, call Ajima. They should be there. Now, Grand Patron, I want you to be ready. So we have been having all those meetings to be able to organize this conference here. It was very, very, I would say, challenging to invite all the speakers, to find them from the CG centers, from the universities in Africa, outside Africa, in Asia, everywhere. So guys, thank you for being here. Thank you very much. Your participation, your contribution is very vital, valuable for the sustained life of the association. We were able to organize as well webinars. We organized 4 webinars, okay? Thanks to Dean for the leadership in that regards. We issue newsletters, and if you go to our website, which has been rebranded, you will see those newsletters. And thank you, Ajima, for everything you have been doing back door. We also established 6 subcommittees, though there we have not been very successful, but we have 6 well-established subcommittees. One subcommittee in capacity building and development, another one in networking and resource mobilization. We have a subcommittee in membership and growth, with the hope that in all African countries we should have the National Plant Breeders Association. We have a strong one in Nigeria. Please clap for Nigeria. We have the Zimbabwean Association. Please clap for them. We have the Ghana Association. I know that we have the Egyptian Association of Plant Breeders. So if Egyptians you are in, please clap for yourself. We want many more across the continent. We want, yes, South Africa. South Africa, you are in. Yes, we also have the South Africa Association of Plant Breeders. So basically, if in each country we can have one association, it will sustain the bigger umbrella that we are. Now, for this conference, we have seen that it has been a very vibrant beginning, and we should thank Moise and the whole local team for organizing such a wonderful conference in a very prestigious setting. Moise, thank you very much. Please stand up. Stand up to get your ovation, please. And we have high-profile people attending the opening ceremony, and you can see with the pictures yourself. And the African Union Commission was very well represented. Geoffrey, we added one I to your name. I hope you will forgive us. Good. So he's a rich man. Thank you for being there for us, Geoffrey. We got over 300 in-person participants from 51 countries in Africa. Personally, I was not expecting that due to the last-minute challenges and news, etc. We were not expecting that, but now you are here, more than 51 countries. This is something that we need to celebrate. Thank you for being there. Compared to 2001 and 2019, you can see a very slight drop, but still we are in the same range. Then there were, let me straight go to the challenges. And the number one challenge is still the lack of funding to manage our secretariat. You all recognize that making an organization running requires that we get enough funding for that. So please pay your dues, be a good member, And at least we can count on you guys to have a minimum resources to function. But we are appealing on you to contribute as major organizations. This is needed. We need to attract new members to our association. So everywhere you go, you have to send the gospel about APBA. We need members' commitments to renew the membership. This is very important for an association. We faced challenges in planning APBA 2023 due to lack of submission of abstracts, timely submission, I would say. So next time we will work towards improving our performances in that regard. There were delays in abstract submission. I think we have learned our lessons, and also a number of conflict, last-minute conflicts. And also the visa issue was a critical one for some of us. I believe that in the near future we will solve that, and we are appealing to all African countries to soften a little bit the visa process. That would be good. So lessons learned, there were many, but let me quickly go through a number of them, starting from the first one. It's important to recognize the vital need of SECOR funding for the continuous operation and the fully functioning secretariat through a diligent resource mobilization efforts. That is truly needed. And we need to hire permanent secretariat staff instead of having part-time staff and in-SECOR staff. If we want a vibrant association, we need part-time staff, SECOR staff, who can do a wonderful job for us. We need to have a good understanding of the importance of establishing clear deadlines and efficient communications channel to address challenges, okay, associated with the conference organization and planning. And we need to improve communication and notification process to prevent delays in conforming the abstract acceptance. So acknowledging the necessity for contingency planning and diplomatic approach is also needed. Those are things that we have learned along the way. Thank you very much, and thank you for being there, and thank you, thanks to all these organizations contributed to the successful organization of this conference and the sustaining of the association. Thank you, Eric.
Thank you. Good.
Beatrice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. Good afternoon. On behalf of the APB executive, I'm presenting the report, financial report, as the treasurer of the association. I won't be a treasurer in a few minutes when the elections are conducted. We have presented reports previously in the conference, but I'm just showing here the summary of receipts we have received and the total expenditure up to September. So from 2019 to September 2023, we have received about $489,000 US and expended about $339 US. So just looking at the breakdown of the statement, we will look at the, in 2019, when we presented the report, it wasn't audited. And in 2021 in Rwanda, when we presented the report, it wasn't audited. So I'm happy to report that we have audited the reports using a reliable and trustworthy audit team. And it came out clean because of the transparency and the way we've managed the accounts. We didn't have any issues at all. So the total receipts for 2022, the unaudited report, we had about $109,000 US. And if you look at the contribution from membership, it is really low. That's our subscription rate is $833. That's maybe subscription for about 8 members for the association. And just to mention that registration for membership is not really solely attributed to being nominated into a position and be elected into a position. We need the resources to function as an association. And this is just only a little part of the contribution that has helped us to function so far. Most of the funds have come from sponsorship resources that have been mobilized through the leadership of Professor Eric Dankwa. Can we give him a hand of applause? So, our total payment for 2022 is $9,117 US. It was mostly for running the secretariat. And towards the end of 2022, we had about $115,000 US. We did not, we had $115,000 US. But let's go to 2023. Total receipt as at September is $10,000 US. And conference registration as the end of September was, sponsorship, sorry, was $9,000 US. Let's say maybe $10,000 US. And then membership is $665 US. But since yesterday, we've seen a rapid increase in membership, but that's still not enough. We encourage us to still go ahead and pay membership subscriptions and get others, your colleagues who you know who should be part of this association, to register and become members, build a vibrant African Plant Breeders Association. So total payments to September ending is $26,466 US. We do not have the budget included for the conference, so we are yet to pay for these 3 fantastic days we have had here. So we don't know what we will have. If you look at our total expenditure, total income, which is $99,000 US, we don't know what we'll have at the end of this conference. So this is the sponsors for 2023 conference. Please, let's put our hands together for those who sponsor the conference. The team in Morocco, who has done a fantastic job, have also mobilized resources for this conference. They will provide their report, which will capture the total monies received for sponsorship, monies received for conference registration, the budget for the conference, expenditure for the conference, and what is left. And we would have that. Because I've showed the report of all other things we have done since 2019, I'm just showing the sponsors from 2019 to 2022. This is all I have to present, and thank you very much.
Right, let me thank Prof. Enoch Achikandakun and Dr. Beatrice Ife for the reports. This is a business meeting, and I would like to open the floor for any comments, questions. Please feel free. You can show by hand if you have a comment, a contribution. Welcome. Let's give APB a round of applause. No comment. This is a great business meeting. Thank you. We want to move forward. People are waiting for the election, so maybe they want to ask questions. I think we would go into presentations to the students who have been selected as winners of the poster session. May I first invite the president of the student wing of the African Plant Breeders Association forward, please. Selma. Sorry, chairperson. Oh, you are chairperson, not president. Wow, I thought she was competing with the president of the APBA. Yeah, that's right. So let's give her a round of applause. Her name is very short. Selma Indapewa Ingituwambahata. Wow. Please have a seat. Third one. So now let me invite again Professor Enoch Achigandaku to walk us through the nominees from the third, second to the first prize. Please, welcome.
Thank you, Prof. I won't be long. We have 3 strong winners. And I'll start with the third prize. The poster title was Optimizing Light Parameters for Speed Breeding on Food Legumes, an innovative resource-efficient approach toward higher genetic gain and limited plant stress, by Mohamed Mitachi from Morocco. Mohamed is from the Institute, Hassan First University of SETAT, Faculty of Science and Techniques, National Institute of Agricultural Research, Morocco. Please, Moise Amri, can you come forward and hand over the prize to our winner? Congratulations. So he won $500 US. Whoa. The second winner, the poster's title is In Situ and Ex Situ Conservation Priorities and Distribution of Lentil Wild Relatives Under Climate Change, a Modeling Approach. From a student from Mohammed VI Polytechnic University, College of Agriculture and Environmental Science, Morocco, Salma Rushi. I would like to invite Dr. Geoffrey. Dr. Geoffrey, yes, please. Come forward. You can see excitement when you have quality products. May I invite Salma? Selma. Thank you, Geoffrey. She received $500 USD as well. The first prize goes to the person with the poster title, Genetic Diversity. Genetic diversity. There are many people with genetic diversity. And the population structure of 205 250 doubled haplotype double haploid lines derived from 5 populations for drought and low nitrogen tolerance. A student from the West Africa Center for Crop Improvement, Miss Georgina Lala Ehemba. Well, I received instruction from the president to indicate that she's from Senegal. Thank you very much. We will all stand up and have a group photo with the president and yeah, please come.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for all of you who participated in the competition. We really want to, first of all, thank the APBA Executive Committee. First of all, we thank them for really approving the Student Working Group wing and for accepting us to be part of as a body for the APBA. So we want to thank them for all the support. This is our second competition, poster competition we've arranged so far, since when the APBA Student Working Group was introduced. So maybe just in 1 second, I would like to ask all the graduate student wing committee to kindly stand up, those who are the founding and also the current ones. Please, wherever you are, kindly stand up, just so that we recognize you. Thank you. Some of them have not been able to be here, but we really want to thank you so much for pushing this student wing, and we are going to continue pushing it further as we go on. So we want to thank the APBA Executive Committee once more for really making this body to be this strong. We've been there since 2019 when it was launched, and looking at how far they have brought it, although they are now exiting, we just want to thank you so much for everything that you have done for this APBA member. Thank you so much. And please continue to be there. So on behalf of all the students who participated in the posters competition, I just want to say thank you and congratulations to the winners. All the posters were the best, but there's always a winner. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Madam Chairperson. Thank you very much. It's now time for serious business. I would like to invite to the podium the Electoral Commissioner in the person of Dr. Rufaro Madakadzi. We hope to finish this business in an hour at the very latest, so Please, Madam Rufaro, Dr. Madakadzi, you have 1 hour to discharge this business. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon. I understand there are still some people in some parallel sessions. Can we get them in so that we have everyone to vote? If there are still some parallel sessions going on, can they please close so we can come and vote? I don't know who is going to help me with that. And I need to call upon Dr. Ajmen Tangwa to come and sit here with me to give me moral support. Yes, and Mr. Francis is coming as well. So we, as Professor Dangwa has said, we started very well. The association has been growing, and whoever we put in office has to grow the association even more. So I want to urge you to use serious wisdom to vote so that we vote for people who will grow the institution. And we have a lot of individuals that have been nominated. There was do we have the thing on the screen? There was a list of people who were nominated. Remember the instructions? People who are nominated by a member, and if you are also a member, can stand. If you are a member and you are nominated by a non-member, you cannot stand. Is that understood? If you nominated yourself and you are a member, you can stand. So I am waiting for the list to go up somewhere. This is why I needed some people, some support, moral support this side. It is taking some time. Good things are good to wait for. Okay, it's coming shortly. But I want to take this opportunity to also congratulate the winners of the poster sessions. There were, I think, over 200 posters. We were so impressed. I don't know how the judges picked people, because a lot of those posters were really great. So congratulations for that. My support team is working very hard. Please be patient. I think someone has left their nice phone here. Okay. Oh, still taking. I am still work in progress as far as patience is concerned. It is growing. Oh. Okay, so those are all the people that have been nominated. I think, as you can see, there are 3 people who were nominated for president, 4 people who were nominated for president, but one is disqualified because the person who nominated them is not a member. We have 5 people. Okay, let me read the names. We have Professor Richard Edema, Professor Julius Beer. Oh. And I was, okay, with Professor Richard Edema, Professor Julius Beer, Professor Moise Amri, the person who nominated him is not a member, Dr. Clem Kankuzi, Dr. Chidozi Egesi. So those are the people we are going to vote for president. For vice president, we have Enoch Achigandako and Damaris Odeni. I think she said she wants to be voted for the general secretary. So for where we have one person to vote for, we will actually say yes or no. Then we have for general secretary, I think we have also one person. We say yes or no. For treasurer, we have one person. We say yes or no. For the publication and information, we have one. We have two people, actually. You guys, you changed my names. Okay. Okay. I think Damaris is going to publications and Rajana is going to ex officio. So those are the people we are going to vote for. For ex officio, we won't vote because the executive committee has room to actually add people as they grow and as they see fit from the different areas. So we are going to start the voting just now. We were told we only have 1 hour, less than an hour now. And I'm going to ask my friend to talk about how we are going to do it. And I need to get my phone so I can also vote. Okay. You want to go? Okay, one other protocol thing. So if your name is part of, can we go back one? Two. You point it where? Okay, if you were nominated and you are not willing to stand, please say now or forever hold your peace. If you are nominated and you really do not want to contest, please. General Secretary is, President and General Secretary. Is Dr. Clay around? For the General Secretary, we have Mr. Dean Muungani and Dr. Clem Kankuzi. So she's not for president. She was put for 2 positions. For treasurer, we have Dr. Ajimendangwa. For publications, we have Dr. Ranjana Bataji and Dr. Damaris Odeni. Okay. Clay is not going for the president, for the general secretary. Okay. Yeah, the screen is, how do we change that? Okay, it will not show on the form. When you start to vote, you will see who is there. So, if you are nominated somewhere, can you please come to the front? Or if there's anyone who does not want to be voted for, please. People are ready to vote. Okay. All right. Okay. All right, put the scanner on. So we have maybe about 30 minutes to vote, and then you will speak to. Okay, so I'm seeing some hands up. Is there something you don't understand? We need someone with a moving mic so we can answer any questions. Okay, all right, so you want to know the people. Professor Richard Edema, please come to the front. So this is why I was saying, are all the people in the room, are all the... Professor Julia Sibia, please come to the front. Dr. Chidozi is not around. Who can be a representative of Dr. Chidozi? Dr. Clem Kankuzi, can you come to the front? Dr. Clem? Okay, not there. Professor Inokachi Gontangwa, can you come to the front? Dr. Damaris, can you come to the front? There's still some session going on somewhere. Dean Mungani, can you come to the front? Ajimen Dangwa is right here. Ranjana Batachaji, can you come to the front? So we will give you...
Some of the people don't know their name, so you can tell them because because we kept saying
So, one of the things that I said before, for you to be able to vote, you need to know your membership number.
that is the only thing we use as quality control. If not, anybody can vote.
Okay. Okay, we can do this for anyone who doesn't know their number. Francis, please go down and help people with their numbers down. If you don't know your number, run to the front and get your number from Francis. So, these are some of the people we are going to vote for. So they are going to say their name. We are not campaigning. You are saying your name and what you are being voted for. Is that okay? We are not campaigning. We are not political affiliation. Your name and what you want to be voted for.
Hello.
Okay. Dean Mongan is my name, General Secretary.
Julia Sibia is my name, for President.
Enoch Achigandako for Vice President.
Richard Edema for President.
No, we are not campaigning. Okay. Okay, so you say your name and your affiliation.
Damaris Oden, I work at agri-food.
Publication.
Yeah, I think Rufaro nominated me for publication.
Yeah.
Something like that, yeah.
Ranjana Bhattacharjee, I'm from IITA Ibadan. I was nominated for 2 positions. Thank you, whoever nominated me. I will go for ex officio. Thank you.
Okay, I'm Agri Paten. I'm standing just to represent Prof. Egesi for president. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, let it come back. They want to know, I think the people want to know the presidents, where they come from. Okay.
Okay, Richard Edema from Makerere University, Center for Crop Improvement, Uganda.
So again, Enoch Achigandako from the University of Abome Calavi. I'm running for the vice president.
Okay, Julia Sibia from the University of KwaZulu-Natal in South Africa, and I'm running for president.
Dean Mongan from IITA. I'm going for Secretary General.
Ajiman Dankwa, I am from the West Africa Center for Crop Improvement, and I am running for treasurer.
Okay. So just to mention again, if you don't know your number, please go quickly to see Mr. Francis in the corner there. Please, let's vote. And thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. You can take your seats.
So, I'm just going to go through the process. So you would have to scan the QR code that you see on the screen right now to have access to the Google form. It will prompt you to input your email address and your APBA ID number. Like Dr. Rufaro said, if you don't have your APBA number, you should just come down right here to my left-hand side to meet with Francis Texan to retrieve your number. You should know that members who can vote are members who are in good standing. And then you now have the options for the different positions, and then you make your choices, and then you submit to the back end. Thank you very much. Okay, we will attempt to send it to your email, to send the links to your email. Okay, please vote only once, because there's a quality assurance. Okay, all right, okay.
I think we are having something else as people are voting. Yeah. I will come back with the results in an hour's time. So thank you.
Please, if you're unable to scan the UR code, we have sent the Google form link to your email addresses. Kindly check. This will only go to members who are in good standing. Thank you very much.
Hello. I would like to invite Professor Moes Emery to the dais. Grand Patron. Yes, in 2021 in Kigali, we were looking for a host for the 2023 conference. There were 3 bids to host the conference, and Moes came up with a bid which we thought was too good to believe. So we came to UM6P and we saw that, wow, this is a special kind of university, and the entire executive committee endorsed the bid. So Moes, for putting in the strongest bid in 2021, winning and hosting, I give you the floor for 5 minutes to acknowledge your team. Thank you.
Thank you, Grand Patron, as we are used to say. I'm not so skilled as the Grand Patron in giving this kind of talks. I can say that I am not really very good, but I will try. I prepared my speech for the opening, but I tried to do this one as spontaneous talk. Yes. From the beginning, I was with one of the LOC members here that I will give the floor to the Grand Patron to ask her to join the podium. And from the beginning, she really was very helpful and very active in preparing the bid for the conference to organize here at UM6P. And then we were able to get it, and finally you are here. I would thank every one of you for being here today. I would say I'm happy that we came to the end, let's say it, because I'm really, and then with the LOC done, but also we are sorry that we came at the end. That means you will be going back to your home country. And then these 3 days, there was a lot of interactions, discussions, and then really I enjoyed even with what we went through in terms of hard work, but I enjoyed a lot, and I'm very happy that you are here, and then I hope that you enjoyed your stay here in Morocco, this really fantastic and beautiful country, and then I'm happy to be here today. So I would like to, what you saw is somehow the upper part of the iceberg. But the part which is down is bigger, and then I would like to thank all the LOC committee members who contributed in such really hard work to get this event successful. And I will start with thanking the president of the university, Mr. Hisham Habti, for giving all the support to organize this conference. Unfortunately, he was not able to attend, and then the opening ceremony due to other commitments. But I would like to thank him for all the support that he brought. And then I think we need to. Also, I would like to thank the Chief of Staff, Mr. Khalid Badou, who from the beginning, he put all the investments and support to organize this conference. We had a lot of discussions even during the first visit of the APBA members when we explored how we are going to have this conference, like 6 months before the date of the conference. And then I would like also to thank him for all his support that he brought for the conference. So please again. And I will go through the list, but I will be happy that those I will mention, they will come and join to the podium here, and then I hope that you will make big clap for them. I will start with, I don't know how to say, but I will let the Grand Patron ask her to join here. So please. Please.
Of course, a very special lady. We met her when we came for the tour of UM6P. She opened the university for us. We went around and we went back. We communicated, and a week ago we were on call with her. And the way she spoke at a time that we were troubled about people not coming, people not getting visas, how she cooled us down and handled all of us. We want to give her a round of applause before she comes up.
Zineb.
And she is Zineb Agwizo.
Then I will move to one pillar of those who contributed really in getting this happen. I think he did a commitment that there will be no email that will sustain more than 24 hours before getting a response. And then he was working until midnight here at UM6P to respond to those mails. I would like to thank Kamal Hajawi, please. Kamal, come. Then I will move to all the logistics for accommodation, especially for those who have free accommodation here at UM6P. One of also those who contributed a lot, Yasmin Mawi. She is coming, so. All the visa logistics, I know that there was a lot of things, but he did very well, and I think also with Jose, we tried to solve all the problems. I just communicate, but he did like a great job. Ahmed Lazrig from the COM team, who is dealing with the visa logistics. Also, all the coffee breaks, lunches, the time, and then she was running after. It is time to go, but always there is 1 hour delay. Noura, Rida, please. It is time for her to write her PhD thesis, but she gave time to the conference. I would like also to ask Salma Ruishi. Salma? Yes, please. So she invested time to contribute to this conference. Please come. From finance department, I don't know if they are here or not, all the payments and everything went through. So Jalal Haziti from the finance team, and Nuh, Agilal, Samira, I would like if they are here so to be part of this. The website, so there is a lot of exchanges and updates for the website every time. And then we would like to thank Yasir Books and Muhammad Uzin from the 1337 School of Coding, who developed the website for the conference. For sure, we have the last and not the last and not the least. Mehdi Al-Muallim, I think, I don't know if he's here or not, so from the COM team also. And then before I end, I would like also to thank all the sponsors for their support to this third edition of the conference. So thank you for all your support and for your contribution. So Yasmin, she is here. So thank you very much. And then please give them a big clap. Thank you. Yeah, maybe one picture.
No, don't go.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Now I would like Moez, Prof. Emery, to join the team because we have to thank him as well. Then I think we would like to go on with the additional persons from the Secretariat and the committees, so we have a big team to thank once and for all. May I invite Lucia Akumpole to join the team. Then we had a team from WACI administrators who came to join to support work. Please, can you come? Barbara, Jennifer, Mawalawe, the administrators, actually. Barbara, Jennifer, blah, blah, can you join the team? I would also like to commend a team In fact, the work they did, had it not been them, we couldn't have published anything. The scientific committee chaired by Professor Panjirai Tongona, Damaris Odeni, and your team. Please, can you come up? Damaris, Tongona, Ajiman, please, you know all of them. Enoch, can you come up? The scientific committee, Barbara, please, can you come up? Then a number of other persons have chaired sessions, have done a lot to ensure the success of this conference. Belinda, are you here? Belinda, can you come up? Yes, good. For those who...
to join us.
Who? Michelle, you are a member of the scientific committee. You got to come up, please. Please, if you have to come up and I have not called you, can you come up? Right, good. So can you move to the right? So on a very serious note, personally, I don't think I've done anything at all. I have just provided the leadership which has allowed these great men and women here to deliver on the promise. And we would like to acknowledge them, thank them. I wish I could give each of them $500 as, but let's give them a hand. Good, thank you. Okay. I'm informed that the voting will end in 5 minutes. So, Ajiman, please, can you come? So, can we? I think there's something else that we can announce the venue for the next day before the venue. Yeah. Okay. Right. Voting ends in 5 minutes. Can people change their votes? Right. Good. Please, Prof. Emery. Prof. Oh, are they going? Prof. Emery, there's going to be an important announcement. Can you come in? Right, so we are working towards APBA Conference 2025. Between now and 2025, there is a lot that we have to do. I believe that the new executives will hit the ground running so we can work towards perhaps a conference in 2025 that will rival plant and animal genomics in San Diego. We want to make Africa the hub because, of course, I believe we all know that the agribusiness portfolio will be in the region of $1 trillion by 2030. And so Godfrey would confirm we are talking about $1 trillion. If we don't make agriculture cool, how can we access a quarter of that? We shouldn't leave it for foreigners to come and take away our serious, wealth. That is our agriculture. 2025, we called for bids for the 2025 conference and received 2 very strong bids for the conference. And at APBA, we do things well, diligently. So a subcommittee made up of, just a second. Yep. A subcommittee made up of Dr. Claire Mukankusi, Prof. Enoch Achigandaku, and Dr. Ajiman Dankwa reviewed the applications and made recommendations to the president of the APBA. I just want to walk you through a few highlights of their report. The bids were from the Nigerian Plant Breeders Association and the Zimbabwe Plant Breeders Association, two great nations, two great associations. The general comments were that the Zimbabwe Plant Breeders Association had a very strong recommendation from the Ministry of Land, Agriculture and Fisheries, Water and Rural Development, while the Nigerian Plant Breeders Association had a very strong support letter from the National Root Crops Research Institute. Then the committee used 11 criteria to assess the two bids. For the first criterion, Nigeria 7, Zimbabwe 10. Second criterion, Nigeria 7, Zimbabwe 9. Third, Nigeria 4, Zimbabwe 5. Fourth, Nigeria 11, Zimbabwe 15. Then 6, 5, 9, 10, 10, 7, 8, 9, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 4. So at the end of the assessment and tally, the first bid, Nigeria, got 77 points. I mean, that's excellent by any standard. And the second bid got 84, also excellent by any standard. So here we have two great associations bidding to host. And as outgoing president of the APBA, I approve Zimbabwe as the host. So, 2025, Zimbabwe, we are coming. I'd like to thank Prof. Achigandako. I can't remember the two. Dr. Claire Mukikasi and Dr. Ajimandankwa. We thank you very much for this detailed assessment. We hope that we will work with the Zimbabwe Plant Breeders Association to work well towards the conference. In fact, we heard at this conference that South Africa wanted to throw in an application, but they didn't meet the deadline. So it means that the APBA is alive, and we are moving forward in a positive direction. Thank you, everyone.
So a bit on the updates from the electoral team. Elections have ended, and we are now collating the results, doing the due diligence. So we'll be up in a few minutes. Thank you very much.
Well, okay, Dr. Ajimandankwa is banned from coming to the podium. While we wait for the results, may I invite the lead person of the Zimbabwe bid to come and say a word while we wait for the announcement. Please, can you come?
Hello, everyone. What a pleasure. My name is Frank Magama. I'm the sitting president of Zimbabwe Plant Breeders Association. It gives me great pleasure to be here. Such an honor for finally we get to host you wonderful guys. The venue that we have chosen for 2020-25 is world class. I'm very proud that I'm in Morocco, but I beg you, please make time to come to Victoria Falls in Zimbabwe. It's a world class. What gives me great comfort that is going to be a success is the friendship, is the experience that we have built with the African Plant Breeders Association. It's been quite a journey. We've got some stellar support within the Zimbabwean system. We've got Prof. Tongo Ona, we've got Dr. Madakadze, and the rest of the team that we're part of this. So I promise you, outgoing president, that the organization going forward, especially for Zimbabwe for 2025, will be up there. Thank you very much. Zimbabwe accepts.
Thank you, Mr. President. Zimbabwe, we are coming. Victoria, I've never been to Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe and Ghana are husband and wife, so we are coming. We are coming to our husbands, Good. Rufaro, I think you can come and then wet, or you are still collating. No rigging. No rigging. Immediately after the announcement, what we will do is that the executive-elect will come to the dais, and the president-elect will make a statement, and then I will close the conference. Maybe before then, the General Secretary, of course you are still General Secretary, you would want to talk to us about the transitional provisions. Please, could you do that now so that everyone is clear on the transitional provisions? Yes, because there has to be a formal handover. I have heard from the Secretary after the report of this conference is submitted, and Professor Mwes and us work together to submit the report. We hope that we can, sign our books and then hand over at a proper handover ceremony, virtual ceremony, so the new executives assume office. I believe, Commissioner, that's how they do it, isn't it? Yeah, so we would have to hand over properly after the books are cleared and we get the executives to be sworn in. So today they will be shown to us. The president-elect will make a statement to kick me off, and then I will hand over when the General Secretary presents to me the papers to hand over. Thank you. Oh, no, I wouldn't wait for that time.
Thank you, Eric. We are giving us, let's say, maximum 1 month to start our very first meeting with the incoming executive committee. And by the first month of 2024, we'll be having the first, let's say, official handover meeting, so that all the documents that will be preparing in the next 3 months will be correctly handed over to the newly elected executive committee. So we have 3 months ahead of us, starting from, let's say, now, as soon as we have the list of the new executive members. And then within 1 month, we should have our first meeting. We have Christmas ahead, so we'll be skipping a few weeks, but beginning 2024, we should finish with the handing over process. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Professor Chigandako, for delaying my handing over for a few weeks, but I wish it could be done today. I told you the old man here is weary, and he would like to hand over as soon as possible. I'll be waiting for the paperwork, and I will convene a virtual meeting to do the needful. So thank you very much. You'll be free. Okay. Right. While we wait, I think it would be good to continue the vote of thanks. A number of partners contributed to this conference. Some couldn't come. We thank all partners who contributed for the success of the conference. If you are here and you come from outside Africa, please, can you rise up so we give you a standing ovation? Anyone from outside Africa here? Wow, one. Whoa. Wow. We thank you very much for coming to join us fight our African Green Revolution. Thank you. And Michelle is an African French. Good, okay, good. The Electoral Commissioner is ready to announce the results. Dr. Rufaro, over to you.
Thank you so much for your voting. Sorry it took a bit of time to cross-check the numbers because there were a few of us who voted twice and there were some of us who had not paid. So the system enabled us to remove some of those double votes. But for treasurer, I want to start from the bottom. For treasurer, Dr. Ajiman Dangwa has been confirmed. So please come this side. For ex officio members, Dr. Ranjana, you are in, please come. And I think Eric, you are still in as ex officio. You can start from that side. For publications, Dr. Damaris Odeni, you are in. For General Secretary, Dr. Clem Kankuzi, 65. Mr. Dean Mungani, 52. So, Dr. Clay, you are in. Where is she? For Vice President, we had one person, and it's a unanimous yes. Professor Enoch Achigondankwa. And can you please give me a drum roll to give this one? For the president, we have Dr. Egesi, 28. Wait. You are too fast. Dr. Egesi, 28. Professor Richard Edema, 42. Professor Julia Sibia, 50. So, Professor Sibia, you are in. So I want to congratulate all of you, and I am so excited at the gender balance of this team. And I want to thank you all for voting. And can we please be ladies and gentlemen about this? No, what is it? Post-election violence. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Wow. You have spoken. I would like to commend the Electoral Commissioner and her team for declaring the results in real time and for the applause that the elected persons have received. May I now invite the President-elect to speak to us. Madam President.
I had actually prepared a speech. They say you should always be ready, whatever way it would have gone. Well, I would like to express my sincere gratitude to you all APBA members for putting your trust and confidence in me to serve as your next president for the 2023 to 2025 term. I don't know whether it's a coincidence that Zimbabwe would be hosting the 2025 conference, and that's my home country as well. So, so that's a great feat. So I'm looking forward to working with the Zimbabwe team as we prepare for a I mean, we've raised the standard, and we are going to even go higher with all your support, the support that we've been receiving from all our partners in the CGs, the private sector, or other institutions. I'm looking forward to working with you. And as your president, I promise to represent APB's best interest. I know I will not be able to fill the outgoing president's shoes because they are probably too big, my feet are small, but I'm going to look for my own shoes that will fit and enable me to run comfortably and do whatever I have to do as me. And I would like to express also my gratitude to everyone, especially the outgoing EXCO members as well, and the president who has worked so hard. He encouraged us. I've learned a lot from him. And for some reason, he kept saying, "You are the next president." Every time we are having some meetings with other people, he will say, the next president will, do this and do that. So that's a prophecy which has come true. Thank you, Prof. Dankwa. We applaud you for the present success of the APBA. Can you help me to just give him a, It would not have been possible without your leadership and all your contributions. You worked hard together with the outgoing executive committee. You've raised the standard very, very high. And with my new executive, we really have to work hard if we are going to maintain or even go higher. We have our work set out. I promise that I will work hard to make a difference with the support of the new executive committee. My main goal is to encourage the APBA membership to make a difference wherever you are. You are ambassadors. We are all ambassadors of the APBA. So let's represent the association well whenever opportunity presents itself. At the university where I am, we talk about inspiring greatness. So I hope that I'll be someone who will be able to inspire all our members to be involved more to greatness as well. We've been mentored by, or we were pushed by the African Orphan Crops Consortium, the African Plant Breeding Academy, resulting in the rebirth of this association. So I hope those APBA members who are already leaders in their own capacity will be able to encourage and mentor those who have a passion in plant breeding to move forward. I know we have a mammoth task ahead of us in the face of all these global shocks. I mean, that has been our theme this year. As APBA, we have a large pool of plant breeders who can work and produce varieties that will be able to withstand some of these. And through our network, we can connect with each other, work together, collaborate with those in the north. I know there is an initiative on vision for adapted crops and soils. And I hope there are about 4 of us from the APBA who are involved with that. And we hope that through that initiative, we'll also be able to get funding that we can use even to breed for some of those crops that are not receiving attention at the moment, which the CGs are not focusing on. And we hope most of the breeders who are here, most of the breeders who are part of the African Plant Breeders Association will be able to take up some of those crops. And I think there'll be funding for that. So we'll continue to coordinate as APBA. Well, I have a lot to say, but I think I'll just cut my speech short. We do have different committees that we have within the APBA, and we hope those committees this time they will be active. We will definitely have key performance areas. Someone who's not performing, I think they don't deserve to be in the executive. So you guys, you also be involved. You have to tell us what we need to start doing, what we need to stop doing, what we should continue doing. So we'll be counting on you as well because you are part of this association. Cutting my speech short, let's continue to leverage on different partnerships, the networking that we've had here, and together, if we work together, we will make Africa strong and we'll have varieties that will help us to curb the food insecurity in the continent. So I'm hoping to see you all in Zimbabwe in 2025. Thank you so much.
Wow, congratulations again. Please, can the photographers take some shots for the social media, our new executives? So please, we want some photo shoots now. If you can come forward. Yep, the executives only. Wow, 1, 2, 3. Oh, Claire is absent. Is Claire around? Why is Claire? Oh, let's give her a minute. Dr. Claire Mukunkasi. Francis, can you take a social media shot for me? Yeah. But before is Claire in the building? Oh, then I think we should go on. Yeah, we should go on. Right, I think we miss Claire in the photograph. She's coming. Oh, okay, good. Good. Hello, Claire. You want to join them on the days for... Thank you. No, so from president to, yeah, that's right, yeah, good. Okay. Claire, you know your position. You are the general, Claire, you are the general secretary of the APBA. Wow. So let's give them a round of applause. Okay, so now, yeah, you can leave the days now. Right. So on this note, it's 6:30 p.m. time in Morocco. As outgoing president of the APBA, I would like to dissolve the third conference of the African Plant Breeders Association. Before I do that, I would like to thank the entire executive committee. We have been a big committee. We have worked so hard. A few of us wanted to be this or that. Some have won. It is my hope that all of us would work as a team to take this great association to the next level. So I want to thank each and every one of you for coming. In the course of the next month before Christmas, till January, you'll be hearing from the General Secretary and the head of the Publicity Committee. And we hope that all of you who haven't paid your dues, you pay your dues so we can take this association forward. So let's give a big round of applause to all of us for APBA 2023. So thank you, everyone. Let's go home in peace. Bless you. There should be music and we dance.
Just very quick announcement. For those who registered for the visit tomorrow to the Phenoma platform, phenotyping platform, they will be contacted by the agency for the transfer logistics. So, and the departure will be from Marrakesh around 8:30, Kamal? 8:30, yes? Okay, so we gave you 1 hour more to take rest and sleep. Okay, see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.